It's 11 p.m. You're looking out your window, watching the silver glow of the moon reflect off the rooftops. It's been there for 4.5 billion years, a silent, faithful companion that we mostly take for granted. You go to sleep, thinking tomorrow will be just another Wednesday. But at 3 a.m., something impossible happens. No explosion, no flash of light. The moon, simply vanishes. It's deleted from the sky, like a file moved to the cosmic recycle bin. You wake up at 7 a.m., and your coffee tastes fine. But the world you knew is already dead. You just haven't felt the first tremor yet. The first thing people notice isn't the darkness. It's the news reports from the coast. In the first few hours, the tides behave like they've lost their mind. The massive gravitational tug-of-war that the moon has been winning for eons is over. The oceans, once held in a bulging tidal envelope by the moon's gravity, suddenly collapse. A massive global surge of water retreats from the shorelines, only to roar back in an unpredictable, chaotic mess. But that's just the ocean stretching its legs. The real nightmare is much deeper, literally at the core of our planet. You see, the moon isn't just a nightlight, it's a gravitational stabilizer. It's been acting like a heavy flywheel, keeping the Earth's tilt, our precious 23.5 degrees, steady. Without that 70 quintillion-ton anchor, the Earth begins to wobble. Not a fast shake, but a slow, agonizing tilt that throws our seasons into a blender. One day you're in a spring breeze. The next, the North Pole is pointing directly at the sun. The climate isn't just changing, it's dissolving into pure, unadulterated chaos. And then there's the length of your day. For billions of years, the moon's end tidal friction has been acting like a gentle brake on the Earth's rotation. It's the reason our days are 24 hours long. Without that break, the Earth starts to spin faster. Every day gets shorter. Your 24-hour cycle shrinks to 20, then 15, then 10. Imagine winds reaching 500 kilometers per hour. Because the atmosphere can't keep up with the planet's frantic spin. You aren't just losing your moonlight, you're losing your footing on a world that's spinning out of control. In this episode, we're going to simulate the first 24 hours of a moonless Earth. We'll look at the massive tsunamis that will redraw our maps, the winds that will level our cities, and why a wobbling Earth is a death sentence for almost every living thing. I'm Abel, and let's find out why our boring little neighbor was the only thing keeping us from becoming a frozen, spinning, chaotic rock. To understand the ocean's reaction, you need to realize that the Earth's water isn't a perfect sphere. Right now, because of the moon's gravity, the oceans are literally stretched out. There's a massive bulge of water following the moon as it orbits us. It's like a giant rubber band being pulled tight. The moment the moon vanishes, that rubber band snaps. All that accumulated water, billions of tons of it, is suddenly released from its gravitational leash. In the first few minutes, the water at the equator, where the bulge was highest, starts to collapse. It flattens out, sending a global wave of energy moving toward the poles. This isn't your average tsunami caused by an earthquake. This is a planetary-scale redistribution of mass. Coastlines that were once dry will see the horizon rise as a wall of water hundreds of feet high, while other areas will see the ocean retreat so far that the continental shelf becomes a desert. And it's not just about height, it's about the tidal break. The friction from the tides has been slowing our rotation down for eons. Without it, the Earth's angular momentum starts to shift. The oceans are the first to feel this change in speed. Imagine carrying a giant bowl of water while running, and then suddenly stopping. The water doesn't stop with you. It sloshes violently over the edges. That's our planet. Our cities are the edges of that bowl. The ecosystem, it's a massacre. 80% of marine life depends on tidal rhythms for breeding and feeding. Coral reefs, the nurseries of the ocean, are left high and dry or buried under shifting sediment. The nutrient cycles that feed the world's fish stocks stop dead in their tracks. We aren't just losing the view, we're losing the primary food source for billions of people. The blue heart of our planet is experiencing a massive terminal cardiac arrest. So, the coastlines are gone, the maps are useless, and the food chain is broken. But the surface chaos is just a symptom of a much deadlier problem. While the water is sloshing, the very axis of our world is beginning to tip. Let's head to the next to see why a wobbling Earth is actually a one-way ticket to a permanent ice age or a global furnace. Let's talk about the Great Wobble. Think of a spinning top. As long as it's spinning fast and has a steady center, it stays upright. For Earth, the moon was the hand that kept that top steady. Without it, we don't just spin, we wobble. This is axial instability. Our tilt, the very reason we have seasons, starts to drift. It could shift from 23 degrees to 45 or even 90. Imagine a world where the North Pole is suddenly facing the sun for 6 months straight, while the rest of the planet freezes in an eternal shadow. This isn't just bad weather. It's the total erasure of climate zones. Tropical rainforests turn into Arctic tundras in a matter of decades. Desert sands are buried under miles of ice, while glaciers melt so fast they create inland seas. The biological clock of every plant and animal on Earth is hardwired to the seasons. When those seasons disappear or swap places overnight, nature doesn't adapt. It just stops. It's a global factory reset that nobody asked for. And let's talk about the Sun-Earth tug-of-war. With the moon gone, the sun becomes the dominant gravitational master of our tides and our tilt. But the sun is too far away to be a gentle stabilizer. It's a violent tug. This increased solar influence, combined with a wobbling axis, creates massive atmospheric pressure shifts. We're talking about hypercanes, storms larger than continents with winds that can strip the paint off a car and the skin off a building. If the Earth tilts too far, we could end up like Uranus, spinning on our side. In this scenario, a day and a year become the same thing for half the planet. One side is a scorched, lifeless wasteland baked by constant radiation, while the other is a dark, frozen tomb. The Goldilocks zone we've enjoyed for billions of years, we're drifting out of it. Not in distance, but in orientation. We are a ship that just lost its rudder in the middle of a hurricane. So the seasons are dead. The air is trying to kill you, and the ground is shifting beneath your feet. But wait, there's one more gift the moon left us on its way out. Remember that tidal break we mentioned? It's completely gone now. And that means the Earth is about to find its inner speed demon. Let's head to the next to find out why your 24-hour day is about to become a 6-hour nightmare. Let's talk about the Great Acceleration. Earth is a speed demon, held back by a leash. For billions of years, the moon's gravity has been tugging at our oceans, creating a friction that acts like a gentle, constant brake on our rotation. It's why our days have slowed down from a frantic 6 hours to a comfortable 24. But now, the leash is snapped. The brake is gone. The Earth, free from its lunar anchor, starts to reclaim its ancient, violent speed. Your 24-hour day is about to go on a crash diet. As the Earth spins faster, the centrifugal force increases. The planet starts to bulge even more at the equator and flatten at the poles. But the atmosphere, the thin layer of gas we breathe, can't keep up with this sudden acceleration. This creates a Coriolis effect on steroids. Winds that used to be breezy trade winds become permanent, globe-spanning jet streams moving at over 500 kilometers per hour. We aren't just living on a planet anymore. We're living inside a planetary-scale centrifuge. Imagine trying to build a civilization when the sun rises and sets every 3 hours. Your circadian rhythm? Destroyed. Agriculture? That's also impossible. Most plants can't handle a 5-hour blast of intense heat, followed by 5 hours of freezing darkness. But the wind is the real killer. At these speeds, every skyscraper becomes a giant flute, screaming in the gale until its structure fatigues and collapses. We would be forced to live underground, hiding from a sky that is turned into a blender of dust and debris. And let's not forget the satellite graveyard. Every GPS satellite, every communication link we've put in orbit is calibrated for a specific Earth rotation and gravitational field. With the moon gone and the Earth's shape changing as it bulges, those orbits decay. Your phone becomes a brick, the internet goes dark, and humanity is suddenly blind and deaf, stranded on a world that is literally spinning out of control beneath their feet. So, the air is a weapon, the day is a blur, and our technology is falling from the sky. It sounds like a total game over, doesn't it? But there's one final, ironic twist. While we are dying in the chaos, the Earth itself is entering a long, dark silence. Let's head to see the ultimate fate of a moonless world. It's not just a disaster, it's a cosmic tragedy. Let's finish this. After the tsunamis have settled, after the winds have leveled our cities, and after the rotation has blurred our sense of time, a new, eerie silence will fall over the Earth. This isn't the peaceful silence of a forest at night. This is the silence of a biological graveyard. Without the moon to stabilize us, the Earth becomes a planetary experiment gone wrong, a world where the only constant is total, unpredictable chaos. In the long run, the Earth might survive, but life as we know it won't. Our complex civilization is a delicate clockwork, built on the assumption that the moon will always be there to hold the pendulum. We've learned today that the moon isn't just a pretty rock. It's our cosmic bodyguard, our climate regulator, and our temporal anchor. Without it, we are just a frantic, wobbling marble lost in the dark. So, tonight, do me a favor, Look up. Look at that cratered, dusty, 70 quintillion ton rock hanging in the sky. It doesn't ask for much. It doesn't have an atmosphere, it doesn't have water, and it doesn't have life. But it's the only reason you have all of those things. It's the silent partner in the business of being alive, and it's the most important piece of real estate in your entire neighborhood. The loss of the moon would be a cosmic delete key for humanity. It's a reminder that we aren't the masters of this universe. We are just lucky passengers on a very specific, very well-balanced ride. Physics doesn't care if you think the moon is boring. Physics only cares about mass and distance. And right now, that mass and distance are the only things keeping you from a 500-kilometer-per-hour windstorm. Tomorrow morning, the sun will rise. Hopefully at its usual time. The moon will still be there, reflecting the light and keeping our world steady. Appreciate it while it lasts. Because in the grand scale of the universe, nothing is permanent. Not even the stars, and certainly not our silver companion. I'm Abel, and thanks for watching The End of the World with me. Sleep tight while the gravity still holds.